Hey, I know, I know, man, it's cold. I mean, the government said we must stay at home, and I agree with the government. Stay at home and be in bed next to your. Where's my? No, it's my. Let's take this. My warm. Is it hot water bottle? So yeah, I'm in bed, y'all. And why? What's happening? Okay, this is surprising. I'm not supposed to see the watermark of StreamYard because it's paid. What's happening? What's happening? I feel robbed. But anyways, we are not there, guys. It's cold. That's why we are in a different location. We are not where we usually are because I ran out of gas. I didn't realize that I had run out of gas. I'm talking like I have like this gas heater. The last time it was cold, the gas did run out, and I forgot that it had run out. So it's something that I have to do tomorrow because, of course, Michael, which is close to me, closed on Sundays. So I have to be in bed. I have to be in bed, y'all. How's everybody? How's the cold keeping y'all? Keeping warm? Uh, You know the funny thing. I know we're gonna get to what we here for. Usually we always start like this. Uh, s- why does South Africans get so excited about snow? I know it's a rare thing in our country, like rare, but every year, I think since we've started to get snow, I for me, my biggest snow experience, I was in primary. No, I was in high school. I just got into high school, eighth grade in 1996. And there were, if you lived in Johannesburg in 1996, the winter of June, that winter I have never forgot. In fact, is the winter that made me dislike Johannesburg because I'm originally from Durban. And in winter, we got crystal blue skies. The ocean is warm because of the heat island. Yes, it does get cold in the morning and it get cold in the evenings, but during the day we are wearing short sandals and vests. So then you come to Johannesburg, it's like a culture shock. My body was just shocked, even though we arrived in Joburg in 1993. So that's 3 years in, and the winters, I just could not get used to it. There was a time when my fingers would not, what do you call the reflect like this. I couldn't hold a pen to write at school. I remember that June we were writing the June exams. I could not hold my pen because of that snow. That snow was brutal. You can Google it. You can even Google it if you want to. That snow of June 1996. That's the first time I believe that us South Africans experience snow. Then after 1996 and so on, I don't think we ever had another kind of snow that we had in 1996. Yes, it was not like heaps and heaps and heaps of snow, but it was that kind that was drizzling. It was drizzling, but it will melt on the ground because it's not something that we used to get. So now that I'm watching the snow falling every year for probably 10 years now, we get excited. It's like clapping at the fish for swimming type of situation. And I am thinking about every time when I watch this, I always wonder about my African American friends that live in South Africa when they see us get all excited. I haven't asked them, and I haven't heard them say anything about why do South Africans get so excited over snow. I mean, you saw some guys sitting in Zulu say "Baqembile," like they're not wearing anything on top. They're having, I don't know if it was a braai or a picnic, and then people creating the snowman. It's crazy. And then, unfortunately, unfortunately, there are people that are stuck on the N3, and we already had reports that two people have lost their lives from hypothermia. So if you, I don't know, seriously, I have no idea what to say about this one because up until the snow melts and the government that is busy trying to get people off that staycation, I understood that they were going to deploy the army to come and assist. I don't know how all of that is going. I'm not watching the news right now. I'm way too cold to be sitting and watching news and being depressed. Already, we are having a depressive situation in South Africa. I mean, starting with the courtroom of Judge Ratha. Hey, guys, it's the end of the, I think this is the second semester. Now, if you remember very well, when this case went de novo, you remember from Maumela, Judge Maumela to Judge Ratha, remember what we were sold? Who remembers what we were sold? Remember, it was going to be the second last semester of 2023, and we were all excited. We were all excited. Rata came in, and we were all like, okay, okay. For me, I have not been watching the trial anyways. I haven't watched the first one because of my disinterest. My disinterest was because of my own calculations back in 2015, and I realized that nah, they will not get justice. Our police are inept. When you heard about what happened at the crime scene, having people who are not supposed to have been at the crime scene, of course, you would be like, I don't see any justice here. The crime scene was cleaned. Like, what? You just know right there that this is not going to go anywhere. So, of course, you lose interest because of that knowledge. Then came the Tabo Besta matter, and then I was covering the Tabo Besta matter here, and you guys were like, "Screw Tabo Besta, we want you to do Senzo Meyiwa," and I was like, and Senzo Meyiwa trial was about to start. I think it was going to start in June 2023, and we were sold that because Judge Mohammed is facing some legal situation with his practice as a judge, now we're gonna have this trial going de novo with a new judge, and in came a Judge Ratha, and we were told, and I remember this very well, that the reason why they're bringing this judge will July. Yes, you're right, absolutely. It's not July, absolutely. Because Chavo Pesta escaped when, I mean, okay, he escaped in 2022, but the whole thing broke a year later. So I was covering that case until you guys were like, that's borrowed time. We want the sense of Meyiwa, which is coming in July. You're absolutely right. Absolutely. So the point that I'm making here is we were told that Judge President of the Gauteng Division of the High Court instructed or at least believed that this case would have ended by the end of the next semester, which was going to start in July, meaning that by this time of the year last year, because that means that semester was between July and September. Now we know this because on Friday it was the last day of the previous semester, right? And they just returned from a not really 3 weeks, a month long semester in into July, right? So now we know that this trial was supposed to have ended or let's say the 21st of September 2023, from July to September 2023. Why are we still here? Were we being sold lies so that we go, oh, at least we're going to get to the bottom of this? Or it, but then again, South Africans, we've always been made fools of, always. And we always bought those lies. Always. Always. That's why they continue to do what they're doing to us. But anyways, What are your highlights? That's what I'm interested in on this live. What are your highlights about what transpired in this semester? What was happening in the North Gauteng High Court in the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial? What is for me, I'll be honest with you, my biggest highlight, even though at this point I'm not supposed to be surprised, it is Judge Rat. Judge Rata was like this in this semester. One day, he would be aggressively in the arena, like aggressively in the arena. So much so that, of course, we began to say, hang on a minute, is there a collusion going on between the state and the judge or the judiciary for that matter? Because every time Rata will mention the JP is the head of the Gauteng division of the High Court. That means the North Gauteng High Court and the South. What is the Johannesburg one called? So, yeah, that one. South Gauteng. Yeah, it's called the South Gauteng High Court. He's the head of these two. And of course, his boss will be the Chief Justice of the Constitutional Court. What's happening with me? Of course, his boss is going to be or maybe the JSC will be which obviously is led by the Chief Justice of the Constitutional Court. So now you get to ask yourself, like, what is exactly going on? Is this case just what they call it, to be seen to be doing something while they know what the outcomes are going to be? Because that's what is exactly what's showing off. Even going so far as Mr. Mgomezulu standing up in frustration, looking at the judge and said, it leaves one to be tempted to think that the state and the judge are in collusion, to a point where Judge Rata was shaking with anger, like shaking with anger, so much so that he even threatened Mr. Mgomezulu with a lawsuit. Now, Mr. Mgomezulu had to withdraw that assumption, but it's there. All of us are saying, we all are saying the same thing. So now, to me, why it's a highlight, it's because we're supposed to have a judiciary that is independent. And in its independence, when it presides over criminal matters like this one, it's supposed to not show any emotions. They need to have this poker face. And then Judge Ratha has come out time and again to explain himself that he is not like other judges who just sit there without even writing notes. Listen, 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 listen. After listening, they go to the chambers, come back with a judgment. Yeah, now he gets into the arena. Not that he says he gets into the arena, but in other words, that's what is justifying that why he enters the arena, why he becomes the prosecutor, why he becomes the defender of the witnesses, instead of sitting and just not saying anything and preside over the matter. Yes, that does not mean that he does not have the right to question things for the court's clarity, not now to tell the defense what the witness is actually saying in his own words, the court's words. Now the witness is like, oh yeah, he said it better than I could have, and he said he's defending me. Yeah, that's what. Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord. That exactly, my lord. And then we are sitting here and we're like, we're supposed to accept. We're supposed to accept. No, guys, no, come on. This cannot be. It cannot be. Tidi Anna, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are God bless. Honestly speaking, thank you so very much. I appreciate that. I'm so happy that I quickly saw it because sometimes I don't see your super chats and super thanks and all of that. Thank you so much, Didi. I appreciate you. I could go on in my appreciation for you, honestly speaking, and the support that you're showing me. I see you wherever I am. You are there. Much love to you. Honestly speaking, honestly speaking. Anyways, let's continue. Otherwise, I'm just gonna go on and on and on and on and on. I'm a cancer. Come on, I'm a cancer. You guys already know that story. So, anyways, going back to my highlights. My highlights, therefore, is that Judge Rata, to me, in this semester, he was worse than he has ever been. Worse than he has ever been. He's been the most frustrating presiding officer I have ever witnessed. Judge Rata, if you're watching the live, that's my opinion, sir. I think you are doing damage to the credibility of the judiciary as a whole. Me, I grew up understanding that our courts, Judge Rat, that you guys are independent. You are not influenced by outside forces. I was always taught that you are neutral. You do not show any favoritism. And I have said on this very channel that you are presiding over an unfair trial because you've shown your hand that you are an unfair judge in this matter. The way you treat the defense versus how you treat the state, there's a clear division here, north and south. You are cold towards the defense and you are very hot towards the state, which is why, therefore, it leads a lot of us, Mr. Rata, to assume or to be even tempted, sometimes even going as far as saying, no, there is collusion between you and the state. You cannot blame us. You can take us to court and sue the living pans out of us. But still, at the end of the day, that's how it looks like from where we are sitting. And it's unfortunate because my thoughts about the judiciary is changing. My faith towards the judiciary is changing because of what I'm witnessing in your courtroom. You taking sides from my perspective, my opinion, my observations, and it is unacceptable. What is wrong? Yes, we get it that you are different from other judges. Fine. Everybody have their own style. Everybody have their own style. But your style shouldn't be of concern to anybody. Even going as far as a defense lawyer even feels that we are being played here. You allow ambush of the defense and then you threaten to charge them with contempt when they're saying this is trial by ambush. And from where we're sitting, it is trial by ambush, allowing the state to sneak in new evidence. You don't question why. You don't say anything about the pre-trial that you held with both the state and the defense, but instead, this judge used Hepworth versus or R versus Hepworth 1928, and we now understand that that case is to manipulate and to subdue and beat down the defense into submission to all the nonsense that the state is going to do at your behest. And you allowing it. And then when you see that the state is being pushed against the corner, you quote another law and say it's not me who's saying it. It is the five judges of the Supreme Court of Appeal. It's not me who's saying it. It's Krichler in the Constitutional Court. It's not me. It's so and so. It's not me. It's so and so. Of course, because these defense lawyers are trained to respect the authorities that you throw at them, and which I don't think I don't know if other judges do that because you even said some judges they keep quiet and say nothing. They say nothing. So meaning that they don't throw precedences at the defense to make it easier for the state to do as they please, because this is what we are observing. You can't take that away from us. This is what we're observing, and it's concerning. It is very concerning from where I am sitting. It's unfair. It's unfair on the accused. You take Section 35 of the Constitution, manipulated into also adding the state. When Section 35 of the Constitution speaks of the accused, the detained, the incarcerated, and those that are going to trial, so that they have their trials to be fair. But no, you also add the state onto a section of the Constitution that says nothing about the state. All because why? You are in Zulu, we say we are Vuna. Vuna is state. You want the state to get away with things by quoting what do you call this, precedences that are going to suit your favoritism. It's sad. It is so sad what we've been watching, guys. I do not want to lie to you. I do not want to lie to you. Oh my God. Thank you again, CD. CD Arda. Thank you so much. This is incredible. By the way, guys, I did try to go live, to set up a live on the, what do you call this? Channel membership. I still have a lot to learn. I have a lot to learn because it kept failing. But I'll get it. Don't worry. I'll get it, guys. Because I want to go live there. I thought we were going to go live first around midday there on the channel membership. But I'll figure it out. Don't worry. I'll figure it. Excuse me. I'll figure it out. So, guys, that is my highlight. If you ask me about my second highlight, what was it is the defense. I feel like the defense in this semester, they came out guns blazing. You know, in the beginning, I was with Ratha. The way they were doing things, they were frustrating me. I mean, I even saw a lot of us who were questioning. I mean, what kind of lawyers are this? I even saw some people saying, "Oh, these lawyers are UNISA lawyers." What? Simply because of the way they were conducting themselves and the way they would submit things in court. It just it was dodgy. It was, I don't want to lie, it was dodgy. But now these guys, they are showing up. Why they went to law school? And I am saying, thank goodness y'all went to law school. Thank goodness that you were called to be lawyers, because now you are showing up and you are showing us that you are for the number one, for justice. You are for justice. Even though justice is being manipulated, but I still believe the presiding officer, y'all are still fighting. So much so that you've come to a point where you don't pay attention to this judge. You are treating him exactly how he wants to be treated, like an old man. You know how when an older person gets older, their mental state of mind reverses. It's as if it's of a child. And now you are treating him like, I don't think you even going as far as looking. Yes, you, because you are taught at law school and taught in your practice that you need to respect the presiding officer by addressing them as such. I mean, there was a time where there was an adjournment, not like a long adjournment, but an adjournment. I think it was the end of the day. You know how you be when you enter the courtroom, you bow, and when you exit the court, you bow. And same goes when the end of the day, the judge himself bows because you bow to Lady Justice. And what did Mshololo do? Advocate Mshololo, she didn't bother. She sat down while everybody was up, which goes to tell you that this lady, she is done with, she doesn't see him any longer as I mean, somebody to be respected in the position that he holds. It's unacceptable. It is. But do you blame Advocate Mshololo? I don't. I don't blame her for sitting down. She did not stand up. She did not bow. She just took her phone, pressed on it while everybody was up in Judge Ratha. I think he did notice. I think he noticed and he walked off. And then I was like, Mr. Mshololo, I understand how you feel about him, but this is still the courtroom. Lady Justice is still present in that courtroom and she should be respected as such. But I understand, I understood very well why she needed to do what she did. So now, are all these things supposed to be happening? No. Why? Because there's a judge that comes into the arena, becomes the prosecutor, and defends the witness. If he does not become the witness himself, that is why Advocate Timnise has gone as far as now putting it on record by saying, "What did the court say? What did the court say? Is that what the court is saying?" And then every time when Mr. Mnisi does that, Ratha becomes defensive. He would either throw in to manipulate Mr. Mnisi. He will find a precedent somewhere, or a section in the Criminal Procedure Act, or a section in the Constitution. Just because he's caught wanting, he's caught wanting by the defense lawyer, who now is no longer he no longer says my lord. He says, what did the court say? Oh, is this what the court is saying? And he's like, no, 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 it's me who's saying it. It's me. And then quickly he looks for something that he's going to manipulate Advocate Minister with. Which goes to show that the defense, they came to show up, and they showed up this semester. I am telling you, they showed up. All of them. From Mr. Ngomezulu, Mr. Ramusipili, Advocate Mnisi, Advocate Ngumalo, all the way to Advocate Mshololo. They came, I mean, the witnesses, sometimes they would even be speechless, like speechless, because of the questions that they have been asked. Why? Because they were trying to mislead the court one way or the other. And I am super grateful, honestly speaking, for Dave Peterson. Clearly, Dave Peterson is directing the defense in the right direction when it comes to the ballistic evidence. This is the same David who said, listen, these records are incomplete. I watched YouTube videos. Basically, I watched the procedure, what am I saying? The proceedings on YouTube, and this chunk of the day is not on the transcripts, and therefore I cannot come to a conclusion without these. Something that should have been picked up by the state when it submitted these to the defense so that they submit to Dave Peterson. I feel like Dave Peterson at this point, he's doing some things pro bono. Why? In my own observations, because he sees that there are 5 innocent people that are going to go to jail for a crime they did not commit, and it cannot sit well in his conscience to just say money first. If you don't have the money, I'm out of here. Because we heard what the legal aid board said about his payments. If it was about the money, he would have said, okay, call me when you need me. Call me when it's my turn to come to the stand, without having heard all the other witnesses that have taken the stand. Because I think everybody was banking on that if we take away a portion of his payments, like a large portion of his payment, uzoba duba, meaning he's going to say no, this is not what we discussed, and then off he goes, and only comes when he has to answer on just what he worked on. That's how I feel like. And I feel like he's definitely a godsend. I don't know if that's exactly what he's, but for me, I'm as a person who empathizes a lot and who also doesn't like when something wrong is being done to another person, I would have done the same thing as Dave Peterson. I would say, I know that I'm in business. This is my business. This is my livelihood. But I'm going to do this portion pro bono. That is why he is present in court. Because I believe every day there's an amount of money that he charges. So for me, that's how I feel. Those are the things that I picked up in this semester. Of course, there are others that you guys probably you may have picked up on your own. That is why I want to hear from you. What did you pick up? And let's go to the live chat so I get to see what's on your mind. Sibanda, hi Sibanda. Why every time when I see your surname I laugh? How are you doing, Sibada? How are you doing? Then we have Lidani. Hello, everyone. How are you, Lidani? Thank you again. I see you as well in other places that I am. Thank you. I appreciate you so much for that. Sibada says, Lidani, hi. Lidani, hi. Katele. Yankee says, hello everyone, how are you doing? Yankee, hey, what's up? Jablani, how are you? It's good to see you. Lindan is greeting Yinko and Raisi. Okay, I'm sure I'm gonna butcher your name. Raisibe. Raisibe Slits. I don't know what that means. Audi says, hello, family members. Thanks for live show. Thank you for being here, Audi. I appreciate you. Yenko says, hi, Lindani. Sibanda reminds me it was July 2023 when the trial de novo started. Indeed. Lindani says, yo urata waze epakamise amehlo as if yena it will only take less than 2 years. I mean, really, we were lied to. We were lied to. Alf Mash, what's up, Alf Mash? Good evening, Glances. What's up, bro? I am still surprised that JP received complaints about Judge Maumela's alleged tea drinking during proceedings, but hasn't received complaints about Judge Ratha's winking and rolling of eyes, as well as murmuring and sighing in irritation, of course, because all of these show irritation. That is why I'm saying, what kind of a judge that shows their emotions, especially when it comes to the defense? It's very, I mean, drinking something as, like, how is that offensive? Or how is that against the court rules? Because some people like water, some people may want to chew on to something. Some, I mean, let's not also forget that these men and some of these men and women are of a particular age. Maybe Judge Maumela's health needs him to drink something to boost something in his body. Maybe there's medication that he puts in there, but he doesn't like to take it raw. I'm not good at taking pills, guys. As a matter of fact, I'm not good at taking medication at all. If I'm sick, I leave it to nature. I know what you're going to say. I know. That's what everybody keeps telling me that's dangerous. I know. Trust me. Even when I got Covovo, I did not do anything. I was like, if it takes me, so help me God. That's the most painful thing I have ever experienced in my life. I leave it to my body. I trust my white blood cells. That's, for me, I think I was spoiled by geography and biology together with, in fact, the science as a whole. It really, really, it made me think things as a young boy that, oh, I can use my own energies to do things to myself. If I want to heal myself, all I have to do is summon or evoke certain energies within me. That's how I heal myself. That is why I'm not good with taking pills. And secondly, If you ever ask me how many times I've gotten flu in my life, probably these hands. What I don't know. Well, I think because I always like evoke some energies. So now I am just thinking as a person, like an older. I know it's not going to be like this forever. I mean, I'm growing older, and as older I become, my body and all the stuff that I was relying on will also start breaking down, and I'm going to need to rely on some kind of medication. And because I'm not good with taking medication, I may take my medication with something that I enjoy, whether that is water or tea or I don't know, whatever. That's what I think probably that was happening with Judge Mohammed. Not that he was the drinking tea for the pleasure of the tea, but maybe there was something that was added in there to boost whatever immune, or maybe to boost his immune system to stay awake. I mean, later on, we also found out that he is ill. That could have been the reason. But now, what's worse? You drinking tea in court and somebody that winks at witnesses and do things that are like suspicious, and there are complaints to the JP and the JP doesn't take it up. Interesting. That is why one is tempted to think or assume there is a finality to this matter. It's just we have to go through the process so that we are not questioned about it at a later date. That's how it looks like. Anyways, let's go on. Lindanis at Alf Mash, you can say that again. Definitely. Titi, good evening, family. What's up? And Titi, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for, I think it's the super thanks. It's a super thanks. Thank you so much. Plus the gifting 5 people memberships. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. Lindani at Titi, thanking Titi for the super thanks. Thank you, Lindani, for that on my behalf. I appreciate you as well. Patience says, "Hi, clan. My highlights is Ratha, who is clearly biased and is showing it. Like if nobody, eh, if this part of the semester is not Ratha, honestly speaking, I think many of us, especially the clan, Ratha is the highlight for us in this semester. Definitely. I agree with you, Patience. The state bringing new evidence at on last hour. What is worse is for Guinea interfering with prison code of conduct, like for real. What was that about? What was, yeah, South Africa. This is what they've been doing. Things are getting exposed. Elfmer says, I'm a member because of you. Thank you. I appreciate, thank you. Thank you, Titi. Honestly, thank you. Thank you. Don't worry, guys. We'll keep ourselves busy during the break. We will. I definitely we will keep ourselves busy there. TD says supporting a brother. I appreciate you. Thank you. Love. Your home is my home. Your people are my people. God is my God. Absolutely. Thank you, TD. You have no idea. Every time when I see you in those other, I'm like, yes, I got people that I really, 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 really appreciate. That are continuously supporting. I appreciate all of you, but in a family, there's gonna be those, that I'm just being honest there. So I appreciate you so much. Butu says, I almost missed Chem. Don't worry, it came also impromptu. I did not set it up. I had forgotten because I've been in bed. I slept. I've been sleeping the whole, and it's cold. So I woke up at, I think it was 8, and then I had to rush and take a shower. And thought I was gonna set up for 9, but 9 was beating me still. And then I set it up for 9:30. So no, you good. You good. You absolutely good. TD says you are welcome, Alf Mash. Thank you, TD, so much for that. I am humbled, Lindani. One dealer says, "Hi, Mr. Clan, please you invite Linda Nisi, the so-called biased journalist, to come to your channel so you can teach him a lesson." I don't want to interfere with the media. If the media wants to expose itself, that is their business. Because honestly speaking, yeah, I've seen a couple of I think he's now doing a series on Newsroom Africa. I don't wanna. I'm starting to come back to watching news channels because of many things that are going on in the world. The P Diddy issue, I'm not going to miss that one, as well as what else is going on? Yeah, with the raids, following what's happening with the deportations. So I'm finding myself getting back to watching news channels, and I happen to come across Newsroom Africa, which I believe they're doing a great job with other stories. But the sense of Meyiwa one, I'm just failing. I'm failing to understand what's the agenda. The reporting there, it's like, were you actually in court? I always ask myself that, were you in court? Oh, what's happened? But yeah, I get what you're saying. No, I will not interfere with the media. Let the media do their thing because they're also independent. Maybe we are the one who have it wrong. They have it right. I don't know. But it's concerning. I don't wanna lie. I think they're calling this the series the smoking gun, at this ballistic examination. They've created a series on it, the smoking gun. I think that's the thing. But when you say the smoking gun, if you analyze it, it says this is the gun, not the assumption is the gun, but this is the gun that was used to shoot and kill Senzo Meyiwa. That is why they may have it in quotes as well. I think they did. They have it in quotes, but it's still concerning that that would be the title of the series. It's still quite concerning. You can put air quotes, but the context speaks volume. TD says better to keep quiet other than talking Judge Rat. I mean, sometimes I don't know who tells him, calm down, don't say anything, keep quiet. Because he would. That's why I keep saying it's a roller coaster. He keeps quiet when he sees that the state is not pushed against the corner until Baloy's button is touched. That's when he jumps. Orad. That's when he jumps. Patient says Ratha must remind Gininda about that Kwanongoma docket. What? Like, seriously. Remember how we defended it as in court we do also something about classified. Okay, classified care. How come 48 hours has passed? Ntanzi has never seen a court in Nongoma. Shouldn't that be the question that this judge asked? Even if, because I don't think Section 35 of the Constitution says, with the exclusion that the matter is classified. It doesn't say that. And yet, Ntanzi still has not seen a courtroom. How many years later? Interesting. You are right. Let me read that again. Ratha must remind Kininda about the Kwanongoma dockets for Ntanzi and the proof that Ntanzi was supplying guns at Marikana. How did we, of course, we didn't forget. It's just that things that are happening in this case that are piling up against the judge, who is just acting like, it is just said one page. It's just one page. You are making a mountain out of a mole type of situation. You imaginary objections when he says that to the state, I mean to the defense. Defense team, I salute them. They exposed the state and they tavern attendant. And they did. And they did. They did. Tiani, hey Tiani, and you are also welcome as a new member. Thank you, Tini Anna, for this. You are incredible. Thank you. Thanks for the membership gift. I don't have enough data. That's why I'm not here. Oh, okay. No, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Understandable. Understandable. Then we have Zizamele, Picture Shabalala, Mfogam Goma, Unjani. Hey, I'm great. I'm great. Thank you. Sisepini. Okay. Yeah, goes the coconut. You guys, you test me. I see y'all. I see y'all. Sesipini Enzi. Sisempini Enzi. The coconut, guys. Never forget the coconut. Sisempini enzima nathi singazithola sifa ngenxa yalolu daba. Yeah, it's stressful. It is stressful. I think there was a time where I abandoned. I can't remember when was it. I think I even told you guys that I abandoned the whole that entire day. I think I didn't even create a video, if I remember correctly. That's how annoyed I was by Judge Rat. And no, I was frustrated. And on top of that, on top of that frustration, Sibanda, oh, goes Sibanda. Sibanda, who is the member of the clan I'm not talking about. I'm so sorry. That's why I feel bad. But oh, Sibanda. Oh, Sibanda. What did what maybe back in I don't know now. Back in the day when the course of your choice was full, the at Wits University you had three choices. The first choice was of the course that you want to do. All right, the one that is your dream, that is the future that you've always dreamt about. That's the first course you would put. Then the second cause is your second passion, something that you are passionate about if the first one didn't work out. And then there's a third one. And now the third one is just as a balancing leg type of situation. So that if your points, your metric points, does not meet the first one, at least the second option, the points might be a little bit lower. And then of course the third option is where the points probably don't even matter. Only matters is subjects that are required. But anyway, Wits University in my days, I don't know if they still do it. It was about point system for you to be accepted at Wits University. Basically, they were going with this. That's what Wits was going with this. If you have this, you are the material. So I'm feeling like maybe Usibanda is probably to me, he looks like he's the guy of the third choice. He was rejected in the first choice because he didn't meet the criteria, and the second choice, he also did not meet the criteria. So he was left with the only one where probably it didn't need any points, but just the subject that he did at university. But at Wits University, you still needed point. I think back in my day, you needed 46 points to get into Wits Law School. That is like probably that's almost like all A's. Probably that would be like two A's, two B's, and one C type of situation, or maybe three A's, three B's, and one C type of situation. The Wits was not playing games back in the day. I don't know now because these days we have LO kids that get accepted at Wits University. No shade to them. No shade to them. I'm just thinking because I'm trying to make sense of Sibanda and him practicing law. I've never seen a frustrating lawyer like him, honestly. Probably is another highlight of mine. So I agree with you, Zizimele. I agree with you. Zazimele. Zizamele. I need to go and sharpen my Zulu for real. Is there a Zulu a night school somewhere in Joburg? Somebody please let me know. It's crazy. It's crazy. Lindani says yes, even Ramusipili doesn't give a about Ratha no Ngumalo. They have lost respect. Yeah, you can tell in their attitudes, like the way they address him when they put him in his place. And Ramusipili, he is Lo Ramusipili when he puts the judge in his place. He doesn't what there's a word for it. There's a word for it. I'm even trying to look for it in isiZulu. That it's like yazangek when I'm talking or something like that. Uneslungunyana. Let me put it that way. It's uneslungunyana. I don't know what is slung in English. Yeah, that's how he does it to Rat. Mlambo says, yeah, Nami, in the beginning, I was disappointed in the lawyers. I think we were all I was also frustrated. There was a time where I was agreeing with Rat. And I even said, I'm also like Ratha, where if you are going to do, if you are shallow thinker, I'm not going to entertain you. I have no time entertaining anybody with a shallow thinking. Somebody who can't think beyond their nose and cannot ask the relevant questions or say something that makes sense. I have no time. So I think that's what Ratha was doing with them. And I was agreeing with Ratha. And I even went as far as saying the way they are doing things in the high court, it's at magisterial level what they are doing. It's people, new lawyers that just started law. I mean, start practicing at the magisterial level that talk like them. Little did we know what they were building up. They were building up, and yeah, I don't blame you, Mlambo, because here in the states, these high profile cases are what make unknown lawyers known. Yeah, absolutely, they shine so they can build their portfolios and such. That's true. Johnny Cochran, if you think about Johnny Cochran and OJ Simpson, the Kardashian lawyer, I forgot his name. I think with him it was unfair because the people that lived to that lived his fame are his children and the ex-wife, the Kardashian girls, which is quite funny if you think about it. Yeah, and you think about all the other great lawyers in the U.S. They were unknowns, and now you see the defense. The defense, they profile fixed. If I wanted a lawyer, of course, I would have to start with an attorney. But I would instruct my attorneys that the advocate I want to take my case, I would choose from any of the five. I would either go with Gomenzulu all the way to Mshololo. I will be spoiled for choice because now I know what they are capable of. Honestly speaking, I would do that. I think this is another thing that Chico Twala tries to throw at the public that no, these guys are doing it for fame. They're doing it for money. They're doing it. No, they're doing their job. And in doing their job, they are showing us their excellence. And as we're watching this excellent play itself, obviously, if I have a matter, definitely, I want them on my team. I will want them on my team. So yeah, I agree with you there, Lambo. I agree with you there. TD says at patience, Ratha is a crook allegedly. He is going to pretend to have forgotten about that. Defense should remind Gininda about all those. We as the public need the truth and justice. That's all we're asking for. How difficult is that? Why is that so difficult to understand that all we are looking for is justice for the Meyiwas, especially for Senzo Meyiwa? I don't get it, guys. I do not understand why we are here still. I mean, I know I'm asking a rather dumb question because we know why we are still here. Judge Ratha will not relent until he has justified his ruling. Because I think the ruling is guilty. I think the ruling is a guilty. I think many people also are saying the same thing. I mean, many people are saying the same thing. Many people are saying, listen, we already see him saying guilty. That's it. Gattuso, what's up? What's up, Gattuso? Who says he lost respect from all the defense team. He was too much until enough was enough. Yeah, and they did shame Gattuso. You are right. They did try their level best to show him respect. Ramu Sipil at one point, I even thought, are you that intimidated by Rada? And I think many people also picked that up as well. That no, Ramu Sipili seems to fold under Rada. And then the person that I felt was very strong in challenging Rada was Numalo. And out of the blue, Numalo was no longer as assertive towards Rada. I think some people even thought, "Oh my goodness, Numalo is now going to throw his client under the bus." No, Numalo, and I always thought, no, he's not going to do that. Definitely, he's not going to do that. He is definitely going to defend his client to the best of his ability, and he's doing excellently. We see his strategy. His strategy is on the wording of your statement. The wording of your statement. All right. That is what I've seen with what's his name with Numano. Anyways, let's continue. There's something that is disturbing me. But anyways, let's continue. We have Belta. Belta says, "Good evening, everyone. How are you doing?" Belta, so good to see you. Michelle. Michelle says, "Radical Forest Gump." Ay, that is so funny. I watched that movie once. Titanic, I watched it once. Forrest Gump, I watched it once. John Q, I watched it once. I mean, obviously, I'm a cancer. You already know why. uh, the other one as well that I watched once was A Beautiful Mind. Yeah, I just could not handle a second round of rivers of tears. So yeah, mm-mm. But Forrest Gump is a great movie though. Tini says, sorry, Tiani Mpinga. YouTube names randomly when one does a gifting. It selected you. Congratulations. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Ah, for a person who teaches YouTube, I should have known that. I didn't know. I didn't know that. Michelle Lee. Okay, Tini's laughing at Michelle Lee. Um, Zizamele says 4 years of solitary confinement in a democratic South Africa. Like, I was mind blown. I was mind blown. Somebody explained it to me that solitary confinement is a punishment for a transgressor in the general population. For example, fighting, stabbing, misconduct of some sort that warrants solitary confinement. And we now heard that you get sentenced there for 18 months. Now, what crime? Okay, we know that he's a convict or accused number three. I did see somebody getting upset at me calling accused number three, by not referring to them by their name. He's a convict. And secondly, he's an accused. This is a criminal matter. It's not about us attaching our emotions towards the five. Yes, I would like to call Bongani Ntanzi. I would like to call Muzi Sibia. I would like to call Mapisa. Mube. I would like to call them that. But this is a criminal matter. and they are addressed as such. Even Ratha, remember in the beginning, he said, I don't like calling people that are accused, but he's still saying it accused because somebody told him, I think it was Judge President, I think, my suspicion, like, no, 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 this is not about you, this is about the law. So yeah, he's accused number three, unfortunately, until he is proven otherwise. He is until his name is cleared that he did not commit this crime. Then we can go and call him by his name. It's just unfortunate. Uh, uh, Zizameda continues to say, very clever for Nisi and Mube not to rush with this matter. Very strategic to raise it now. I also thought the same thing. I was like, this is smart. Do it towards the end of the semester. Hmm. Very strategic to raise it now. When Geninda comes to the box, he will face this, and he has to. He has to. I like that. That was a great strategy indeed. Titi says, I see you, bro, Gattuso. Gattuso says, Titi, Anna, I'm a loyal fan of Titi. All of us are. I'm telling you, on these streets, we love her. Marcus says, guys, it's time for someone to be embarrassed about what is going on in that court. That's it. That's what I am also saying. I am saying one of the defense stand up, say something, even if it means you get charged with contempt. Do it. That way, it goes on record. It goes on record what is going on in that courtroom. It is not right. Advocate Nisi almost did it. He was talking. He the way he said, I think it was Ratha who cut him off because he wanted to talk about the process or the procedures of the court. I don't know what Ratha said. Oh yeah, that Ratha jumped in with the president of the five uh, SCA judges. That's how we stopped him. But I was thinking, he was going for him now directly about the court processes that were being violated. Anyways, let's continue. Patient says, Anna, that old man, he can get under my skin and irritate the living hell out of me, of my nerves. That was me the other day. I just couldn't anymore. I couldn't. I couldn't take it. And also says Sibanda is a stooge of note. Oh yeah, he gets he crawls under my skin. That one, he really does. He really does. He stands up to object on what. When you listen to his objection, you're like, what? Are you okay? Did you understand? Or maybe it's the distraction tactic. He's no longer picking on Mshololo. Ah, no, man. He irritates me. Tidi Anna says, I know Kutuso, I trust you are good over there. Then we have Luvio. Luvio who says, watching in the club in Kailicha, Cape Town. You're watching me in the club? You are a baddie and I like it. I like it. Thank you. Thank you so much, Luvua. Thank you. Oh, that client. You guys, I love y'all so much. You have no idea. Marcus says, how on earth is that judge still nursing the state case? Because I think the agenda was clear. And now the agenda seems to be steering off from what the original track was because the defense, they are pushing back. The defense is pushing back. I think so. Lindy, well, hello. Evening, good people. Evening to you too, Lindy. Well, hope I'm not too late. Let's see. I would say, yeah, kind of late. very late. Then we have Tini Ada who says, he irritates all of us, my darling, but for me, I am prepared to follow this case to the end. I refuse to allow him to mess me around. And a lot of people have lost interest, by the way. You can even see it with my views here on my channel, which is understandable. At some point, I knew as long as this matter continues, people will begin to lose interest. And losing interest also means they will also abandon our channels. You shouldn't be doing that, guys. You shouldn't be, if don't watch the matter but still listen to us, the channel as well has ceased to grow because people have abandoned this case as well. Again, I understand it. That is why I am rethinking a new strategy on this particular channel. I think I've already told you guys as well that this case is not going to go on forever. And also, I hate that I am losing a lot of you guys as well. Uh, it's no longer like how it used to be. Understandable once again because it's just going on, and people also want to protect their mental health. And this courtroom is not doing what it's supposed to do by going after justice. Or I mean, getting justice, not going after, getting justice for Senzo Meyiwa. So I understand. I'm fully aware of everything, but I'm also strategizing on how, on what other stuff that will excite you guys apart from the Senzo Meyiwa. But I'm respecting y'all for now until I don't know, maybe two people are left, I suppose. Until two people are left, because clearly Tini, Anna, and myself, and I saw somebody else that said I will watch this till the bitter end. So that makes the three of us that may be left. I don't know. So I understand, guys. I really do understand. Tini Ann says, Daki, my bad. Okay. Marcus says, Ramos Sepele, how can he belittle the witness like that guy? Like that guy's. He said maybe you had gone to take a tape measure in the car. I noticed that Ramusipili has this subtle sarcasm. He has this subtle sarcasm. If you're not going to read between that, you it will fly over your head. That's how smart he is. So I see what you picked up there. Even that comment about adding more spice to the broth that killed me. I was like Ramus Sepili. I think he was talking to Phil Yoon, who was also sarcastic. Yeah, now she's got the sarcasm of Delela. Who Phil Yoon. I know that sarcasm is it's a figure of speech, right? So it's either you use it for humor, or you use it to be rude, or you use it to educate, because it also falls under, I believe, under a metaphor as well. So yeah, now she uses it just to be rude, meaning that get off me type of situation. So that's how I picked up with Yoon. Then you have Ramusipili's sarcasm. His one, it's intellectually infused. It's designed to stimulate your brain, but at the same time you'll be like, did he just insult me? If you got it, because the accusation is this case is cooked. This case is cooked. So now let me help you with some spices to this. I was like Ramusipili. I was done with Ramusipili. Just I was laughing. I think I laughed the entire time he was on the floor because oh yeah, there's somebody else. I forgot. You asked me to check the proceedings of the 10th of September 2024 at 4 hours, 5 minutes, and 17 seconds. I did. All I saw there was Ratha. I don't know. I tried to look at his facial expressions, but the clip was a little bit grainy for me to pick up what exactly. But I think there was some movement that I was like, oh my goodness, indeed, the Meyiwas must feel so offended by Judge Rat. So if you can see the clear image of the proceedings of the 10th of September at 4 hours, 5 minutes, and 17 seconds. Please let me know what Ratha is doing there because it looks to me quite sad. It quite sad for the Meyiwas. That what was brought to my attention, and I did check it, but it was too grainy on my phone, even on my laptop as well. It was a little bit grainy. Check it out for me and let me know what that is about. Mujalifa says, Clancy's, mine good sire. What have I done? Oh, it's good to see you, Mujalifa. It's good to see you. Sibanda, you laugh because you think of Tekeleke, Ronnie Sibanda. We are two different Sibandas. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, what a relief. That's a relief. Trust me, I'm relieved. I'm so relieved. Mr. Tekele. But did you see that he's losing weight though? I don't know if you noticed. I think he's on a weight loss journey. I'm not laughing at his weight loss journey. I'm just laughing because I'm so relieved that you are two different Sibandas. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. Um um okay, let's go. Let's go. Marcus says, I think Judge Rata attend the cooking classes with Baloy and Gininda. One is tempted to think that. Indeed. Indeed. Zizamele says, a simple tip, guys. Put Rata on mute and you will have peace. Oh, that's a great idea. But then at the same time, because I'm doing this content, I really need to hear what he's saying. Oh, but I know for your peace of mind, just mute him. Same goes with Sibanda. Just mute the guy. Irritating. My goodness. That's my trick now. Every time he speaks, he has his mouth covered so I cannot be heard by his disrespect. Can you imagine? It's too much, honestly. Tembekile says that Lambo, I don't think they want to shine, but to get justice for a dead man, Senzo. This case is no more a high profile case because it's a mess. The state is failing dismally. Honestly, honestly, I agree with you, Tembekile. Unfortunately, so unfortunate that it is no longer about Senzo Meyiwa. The entire police system of our country has taken the stand, if you haven't noticed, from first responders, constables, to captains, to colonels, to lieutenants, and more captains. What's left? What's left in the SAPS that still needs to take the stand? What's left is the general, the police commissioner. It's no longer about Senzo. I saw somebody even asking a question. Kati Senzo was killed at the police station now. Hi, guys, we are being played. We are being played. We are being played, period. Marcus says, who is this Geninda and what's so special about him? Ooh, that makes him untouchable. It's the powers that were invested in him by the ANC government, I suppose. I don't know. That is why he's untouchable. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm not saying get emotional with what I just said because he was appointed under that government. They know why they appointed him. So that's what I'm saying. CD says rather the old cloud chaser. Hey, you would swear is a content creator. You would swear is a content creator. You know, I keep shrinking in. That is why you guys now is seeing me below, almost on. Okay, and let's read this quickly. Oh, we're almost done. We're almost done. Let's see. Michelle says, "Now I know what they mean when they say Pitori Mashanyen because the case is being heard in Pretoria." Oh, Michelle, that is so funny. You're being sarcastic there, but with the humor. I like that one. Then we have Patience who says Baloy is playing a dangerous game on Sibanda. Remember, it was Sibanda who read the bank statements, and we still want him to understand. Vodacom Records now is these three liars. If Mr. 1928 sentences these accused and it goes to appeal, uh, Baloy definitely he will not want this one on him because these are the things that you get judged with when you are getting appointed as a judge. From what I have watched, how judges are appointed, you get held accountable for your past sins. Since you were an attorney, an advocate, if you're a prosecutor, as a prosecutor, and all of that stuff. It's quite interesting. Mujalifa says Sibanda doesn't believe he is a lawyer and is part of such a high profile case. Ilya doesn't see that he just a tool of Baloy Wamoloi. Well, I think, if to be honest with you, I know guys like Usiband, arrogant to the T. They always believe what comes out of their mouth. You can even see it with the body language, the pride, the narcissism of him. And I don't think he's liked very much by many people. I don't think so. I think those that tolerate him are the ones that hang out with him, but themselves, they feel somewhat about him. He's that kind of person. I think all of us know a person like that, either in our neighborhood or in our lives, or we've known them back in high school, primary school, somewhere there. He's that person that you unfortunately you have to deal with them because they are in your environment, but you don't want them around you type of situation because of the thing they tell themselves. Most of the time they think they're smarter, and when they say something smart, they want approval. They will look around. Did you hear that? No, that is why you should do this. And I think he realized that we're making fun of him doing that. He stopped, but now his body language still tells that he wants some kind of validation. And now that he's a lawyer, something to be wowed about, that he is now demonstrating traits that are irritating. He just needs to stop it. Because you can change that, honestly speaking. You can change it. Once you realize that, okay, listen, people don't like this. Like when he used to do that, he changed it. He no longer does it. So I don't know. Patient says the Banda wanted advocate witnesses to state cross-examination the witness so that they can change spices and ingredients for manufacturing. Lindari says midway usibanda nje mina uyangi uyangi na nenga. Oh, I think you said uyangnyanyisa, especially when he thinks he can order the defense around. Like really telling them. For me, it was when he started asking questions that he assumed the defense was going to ask. That finished me. He was like, I'm going to leave them with no questions to ask him. I think it is not Serrero. Is it Serrero? Not Serrero. Ntini. I was like, the nerve of this guy. Can't you know the difference at different line of questioning, which was hilarious. Was the end of the day, from what I picked up on the cross examination, Untini had no business being a witness to begin with because he's one of the five, four, five. When it is clear that the process or the procedure, the chief examiner takes his results to somebody who's going to confirm and it ends there. Not have extra people because even themselves are saying it ends there. What's so special about this one? Even though there's no guidelines that says you can only go to one and you can't go to 100 of them. Question is, why go to so many people if this was not a borderline case? Because if you know this is not a borderline case, you'd have went to that one person, and the moment this one person confirms your findings and say, yes, this is the gun or this is the smoking gun and it's bullets, then it ends there. Why go to the second, third person and the fourth person? So it was nice when they exposed. They even told him that you are irrelevant witness. When Sibanda did not see that one coming, because even Tini was. It's as if somebody chopped off his tongue. He couldn't say anything anymore. Interesting. Noza says, Kininda is rotten to the core. I wonder how many people are in the grave because of the same Kininda. I remember asking those questions a long time ago. Not we saying that he's done something to people. Maybe somebody who got smeared with a case they did not commit, they ended up deleting themselves type of situation. That is what we are also saying. We're not saying that he did something to them. Because I can imagine when your life is ruined, just like Danzi's. Even though Danzi, let's say he does get acquitted, this dark cloud will always follow him wherever he goes. That is why suing the state for at least, in my opinion, 100 million rand is going to at least make his life a little bit easier because he won't have to. I hope he's going to also going to get himself a financial advisor, and also instead of getting a lump sum of it, he gets monthly installments on it. Like he gets paid as if he's getting paid a salary. He can determine the salary a month. He could say 200,000 rand a month. And of course, 200,000 rand a month is a lot. It's a lot of money for you to live by and support your children, take them to school, and don't live a high life and driving Range Rovers and Lamborghinis. I hope he's not going to do that. He's going to be smart about it because money does deplete. Whether you take out a cent or 10,000 rand, it still drops. So at least it will give him some easiness in life that he doesn't have to go apply for a job where the employer or the potential or prospective employer looks at his CV and see that he's being accused of such heinous crimes. Because some people cannot help their prejudices, even though you were found not guilty or you were acquitted. Some people still have prejudices, and those prejudices will follow him throughout his life. So, having money where he doesn't have to rely on applying for a job, it will make his life a little bit easier. And people would forget. He can even start a business of his own, and people will forget. That's it. I don't know. That's my thought. I don't know what your thoughts are. Zizamele says, where was Senzo in relations to the house when he was shot? Zandi said his body was in the sitting room when she came out of the bathroom. Mangena says he was shot in the kitchen. We don't know exactly. I remember. I can even remember Zandile's testimony. Let me go up a little bit. I'm thinking. Zandile said when Senzo got shot, his body was between two couches. He fell between two couches in the living room. In the living room, she was at the in the bathroom epopola. That's how she saw his body lying in between the couches or sofas. Now suddenly his body is being moved by Mangan to the kitchen. Who do we believe here? Who do we trust? The eyewitness or the investigator, the ballistic expert? Because I'm going with the eyewitness, Mina. That's what I'm going with. Just like I'm going with the witness when it comes to the gun. They said it had a wheel. Sunday now we are testing a 9 millimeter in the ballistic. Njani. How? It's funny. It's funny. And this judge not asking questions, but he remembers what the eyewitnesses said, and he would quote or tell the witness, the defense is not telling you the full story. The story starts here. But he does not, also as a judge, says to the witness, but an eyewitness came here and said the body was between sofas because it's the defense. Interesting. Interesting people. Nozo says Sibanda is a stooge of note. By just looking at him, you can see that he is. I'm not going to finish that one. Isabella says, sorry for the language usage. Blame it on my two wives, Noni M and Kwazi. Those are my girls. Those are my girls. Love them to bits. That is so funny. Alphabet says, I'm still waiting in anticipation to hear about the meetings. Right? Um, wait, okay. Admiral's Arch Advocate Mngomezulu is up to something. He's about to empty Gininda's cooking, and Ratha won't be able to salvage this one. Hey, I cannot wait. And oh yeah, it's gonna be the first time. No, it's not gonna be the first time. Would it be the first time Gomezulu cross-examines? No, it's not. I think he did it with trial within a trial. Zizamele says Mshololo to Sereo that it didn't matter even if the president verified Mangana's work. It's unprocedural to have more than. Now she told Rada that even if it was six judges, don't care. That finished me as well. But you can tell as well, Gutenegum Shololo was planting it out of disrespect because she no longer respects him. I was saying, even if it was by six judges, and she knows very well that a full bench does not have an even number; it's an odd number. But it was funny though. It was still funny. We are ambushed. That interaction finished me, and I was like, yes. Oh, mashallah. Oh, God, that was so funny. Sizamele says, if I was around Johannesburg, I was going to teach you isiZulu. I know isiZulu ngiyasazi ngumZulu, but I am a first generation coconut. I'm those kids when black people were now allowed into Model C schools. Now, when I started my school, I started off in a white school, and there was no isiZulu, no vernac that was being taught in any of the schools that I went to. The only language outside of English and Afrikaans that were taught in all of my schooling career in like basic education is either you chose French, Latin, Spanish, or what was the other one? It wasn't Mandarin. Uh, the one that is spoken in Hong Kong, Cantonese, or there's another one as well. So those are the languages that you could choose, not isiZulu. isiZulu only came when I was matriculating in 2000. That's when parents started complaining about not having VANAG in the model C schools. And I remember my school, the first language they introduced was isiZulu, but we were not allowed to take it because we were already in matric, and they were introducing to grade eights, so they would go with it all the way to matric. I think at some point after we were done with our school, I think I visited my school. Oh, I got invited to my school to do a valediction speech, and I found out that they've added four more Venex, which was Tswana, Venda, Tonga, and Xhosa. Those are the four languages. I don't know now how it's like. So me, only languages I know how to read and write is English and Afrikaans. However, at home I spoke isiZulu. It's Zulu. That's what I spoke. I speak Zulu. Ngumzulu. Ngisazi kahle. Ngumzulu phaqa through and through. Both parents Zulus, but it's my education background. That is something that parents don't think about when you take your children to a Model C school. At least these days, it's better because I even see white kids that choose one of the Vanex out. If they don't want to take Afrikaans, they will either take isiZulu. I know my niece's friends who are white girls, they all speak Zulu together because they do Zulu in their school. When you walk into their room, they're not speaking English. Bakumi Zulu, paka. Why? Because it is taught in the schools now. It's no longer like how it was in my days. However, though, when I finished university and I started working, I was getting people that were Zulu speakers because I started working in KwaZulu in Durban. It was Zulu speaking people, and I found myself going, "Oh my gosh, oh my gosh!" My wig fell off, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh." And that's when I realized I needed to take night Zulu lessons, night school. I used to do my Zulu lessons at Durban Girls High School. There used to be this white teacher, a white Zulu speaking teacher that taught me how to read and write is Zulu. But of course, I was not perfect because I only did it for 2 years. And for you to know how to read Zulu, you need to have taken it with you from a very low grade all the way to wherever. Because Zulu is not easy. It's the most difficult. I thought it was easy because I mean I'm a Zulu, of course. I thought it was easy. No, it's not. When you have to learn it, it's not. I hope we understand each other now. I know I explain this all the time, but I thought let me just let you know that out there, that generation of kids, this is us today, and these are our struggles. Patient says Gininda is in charge of EMPD. Yeah, peace officers, Nazis expect the Zungu. Oh, I see what you mean. And Dr. Potassium Permagranate. Maybe when they come back, Baloyi will tell Ratha that Ngube is our of Ginabaloyi Ratha solidarity. Funny. Guys, I need to go. Let me quickly do this. I have videos to film for my other platforms. Another says that Mr. Rebengu from Correctional Services gives me many vibes. Myself, eh? How do you directly disobey a court order? There needs to be consequences for that. Isabella says you are in contempt of court. Mshololo was like, I don't care. We were. Mshololo. City says, where are those likes? The viewership has gone down. Even the SABC on SABC Live. Yeah, they have because people they abandoned this case. They're no longer interested. Again, understandable. Zizameda says, why was Mube moved to Jose Mampuru? That's a very good question because that's the max, isn't it? I mean, he already had a current sentence that he is busy serving in that prison since he was sentenced there. He was moved to where Gininda has control heads role. Possibly, very possibly. TD says Hobla was rude with her sarcasm, just like Ratha. Ramusipili saying he should add some spices. I laughed my lungs out. That was me, TD. I was done. I was like, Ramusipili, you are lethal. Ramusipili was lethal. I'm just gonna read the comments now. I'm not gonna make any commentary in between. I gotta go. Patient says, where is Tefu? Apparently, he's about to be released from what I hear. Am I him? He's about to be released. Maybe they don't want Tefu and Mube to see each other. Allegedly, remember, Tefu once represented Mube while it was Maumeda. Okay. Uh, that's Ziza, Zizamele. Ooh, child. Coconut, go back in. Advocate Sibanda is drinking weight loss. The pills, his weight loss pill, has a very long name. Here it is. Oh God, help me. Ngomezulu Ramusipili Mnisingumalum Sholon. They, they stressed him to weight loss. Can I be as stressed as he is because I need to lose some kilos, y'all. Ngapa George's head is polishing game cop. Gosh. I was like, help me. So Sibelius is just like Ntini being Mangena's ice boy. So Isibanda to Baloi, he is given useless witnesses. The only witness they were mistaken about is being. Oh, they miscalculated that. And she crucified them upside down. Lindy says, guys, I can't. Sibanda, I saw him getting irritated. He even dropped his pen on the wooden table when Mnisi was objecting. This um, Star says that this case has got so many police testifying. Like I said, every rank has taken the stand. I remember Mamfundisi, my lord, saying that she never spoke or met with people who were in the house. Like, how? How? And she was part of the investigating team who was roaming around everywhere in the country. I give a fit. Belter says, please, when Baloy and his witness are going to an end, I don't know. Because now it seems that this case is no more about Senzo. It is about them defending their own skin. Feel sorry for family of Senzo. That's it. That's how it feels like. Puleng says the judge's attitude towards defense team shows clearly that the guys are guilty as charged. He's always irritated when the witnesses are boxed into a corner. He interjects unnecessarily. That's true. The judgment is ready. Guilty. Lindy West says Sibanda lacks emotional intelligence. I saw him being irritable when Mnise was objecting. He even dropped his pen on that wooden. Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's not a lawyer. That guy, it was his third choice. Michelle, even Daily Sun surrendered. They haven't made any sales since pulling such stunts at TD. Oh, really? Okay, that was what do you call it? Fat finger effect or syndrome. The last comment is by Buitumelo, who says, I don't agree with you. My daughter speaks isiZulu so well. She learns it when she was studying University of KZN. I'm not your daughter. Your daughter and I are two different people, and we lived two different lives. I went to an old boys school. Probably she went to a co-ed school. I'm not your daughter. I could never be. And I'm happy that she can speak isiZulu and all of that. But I'm not her. Our environments are different. We're different. We'll be different. Our education background will be different. I don't know if she went to a private school like I did. I don't know. So I don't know what your point is. Sorry to say. This is made the last one. I appreciate your explanation on the language issue. However, it's your experience and you don't owe anyone any explanation. Don't feel ashamed. Keep on learning. No, I'm not ashamed of my background. I will never be. That is why I owned the label coconut, because I am a coconut. I mean, I'm not your typical black guy and typical Zulu person either. I know all those things. So to compare me with somebody else, that is actually stupid, to be honest. Dumb to compare me with anybody else, because you are invalidating my experience, you are invalidating my background, you are invalidating me and putting your own child in front as the hero. That's uncalled for. Change your attitude. When somebody shares something, do not invalidate them by comparing them with your sweet child. Don't do that. Don't be that person. It's not cute. Anyways, guys, I gotta go. Thank you all so much for being here. Buitu made to do better. All right. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening. And we'll definitely be having more of these during the course of the break. As they say, it's 2 weeks. So everybody in the channel membership, what's up? We'll be getting, I'm going to learn. We are going to definitely have fun there. I'm thinking there's Vlogtober is also starting in October. If you are interested to see what I eat, how I cook my meals and all that stuff, it's gonna be in the channel membership. If you're not a member, you'll be missing out. Conversations, laughters, and just being free. Just be free from judgments as well. I'll see you guys later. Thank you all so much. Much love from me. I will see ya. We will definitely see